Hello, thank you for joining me in this session today on closing the skills gap. My name is Dario Mazzella and I run cloud career training programs for Amazon Web Services, AWS in Europe. So today I will be speaking about the cloud skills gap. So cloud technologies continue to help organizations transform their business at a rapid pace. Employees with necessary cloud skills are in high demand. A recent survey shows that 90% of IT decision makers report cloud skills shortages. And we want to help you to close this gap. One of the most effective ways your organization can close this skills gap is by educating and leveraging existing staff. AWS training and certification offer the resources you need to develop your team, your startup, innovate in the cloud, and transform your organization. We offer a wide range. We offer a range of resources developed and updated regularly by the experts at AWS. There aren't enough cloud computing professionals to meet the growing demand. To help bridge the skills gap, Amazon is investing hundreds of millions of dollars to provide free cloud computing skills training to people from all backgrounds in more than 200 countries and territories. Amazon is giving all individuals, from those who are just getting started to experienced professional, the opportunity to build foundational or technical cloud skills. And we are enabling organizations to access that pool of diverse next generation talent. AWS Digital Skills Enablement is a team that helps local, national, and regional leaders navigate the digital transformation and align their education priorities, policies, and funding with training offerings. Concretely, our team works closely with stakeholders, focus on economic development and education to understand their particular needs and requirements. Then, our team provides customized recommendations designed to help secure public funding and leverage available resources for training offerings that prepare youth citizens, researchers, and startups for their next adventures. Aligned with the Amazon pledge to train 29 million individuals at no cost until 2025, we cooperate with government at federal and state level, as well as international organizations, the European Union, but also the World Bank, the UNDP, and so on, to enable AWS training delivery for large-scale populations in selected countries. We are able to achieve these ambitious goals with a large network of local training partners who can deliver in compliance with local regulation and close alignment with public authorities. What is the size of the opportunity? So globally, we need to reskill 1 billion people by 2030, according to the World Economic Forum. 85 million jobs to be displaced and 97 million new ones to be created by 2025. Government could reskill as many as 77% of all workers, with a clear return on investment coming from increased tax returns and lower social costs, such as unemployment compensation. And only in 2021, 73% of all OECD member countries reported increase in budgets for training and employment services. As not a single actor can solve reskilling challenges, businesses, governments, and societies need to come together to provide education, skills, and jobs to boost GDP. Most of our partners in EMEA rely on traditional training delivery without interest in government funding training programs per individual. However, post-COVID recovery plans rolled out by the governments around the world are slowly changing the landscape. So we have seen a huge increase in these programs in the UK, as well as in France, in Spain, in Italy, in Poland. And this is why we are speaking with you, to find new partners willing to work with us. So the European Union aims to create almost 20 million of IT professionals by 2030, from up less than 1 million today. For the upcoming years, we are looking at a total investment of 180 billion through various EU-level funds. There are more than 123 billion on education and training through the European Social Fund, 57 billion alone in the new program React EU, and 700 million for advanced digital skills through the Digital Europe program. We have seen also national programs implemented in France, in Germany, in Italy, in the Netherlands, and in Spain. Also, United Kingdom alone allocates more than 135 million through national skills funds. Unsurprisingly, we have seen also dedicated funding coming from startup nation countries like Israel. All over, the opportunity is growing also in the Middle East and in Africa, and we expect this money to grow over the next years. So let's see now how we can help you and what are the trends that we foresee for the next years. We really think that digital futures depends on developing the next generation on cloud skills. Therefore, closing the gap becomes vital for all innovative businesses and startups. We have seen also that cloud migration has accelerated for traditional businesses and for startups, so has the demand for cloud talent. We see that today in 2021, the skill gaps persist. According to a recent survey conducted by Global Knowledge, we see that 78% of global IT managers reported skills gap in their organization, only 100% lower from 2019 results. Furthermore, 68% of IT decision makers anticipate new skill gaps in the next 2 years. Of the many factors that impact the skill gaps, IT decision makers say the primary drivers are the rate of technology changes, outpacing skills development training programs, and difficulties in attracting candidates with the right skill. Of the many factors that impact the skills gap, IT decision makers say the primary drivers are the rate of technology changes. So we see that an estimated 30% of global IT jobs will be left open by 2022 in any type of organization, including startups. And as you may imagine, key sectors as IoT and blockchain are included into this. So, cloud computing is still the #1 hard skill that companies need. We have seen recent reports from LinkedIn confirming this from 2019 and 2020. So what we can do together, we can accelerate cloud return on investment for all types of innovative businesses and startups. So what startups can achieve together with AWS training and certification? So they can achieve cloud adoption speed, they can achieve innovation, better performances and operations, and a better recruiting for sure. We have seen with 2 recent studies run by Forrester Consulting and ESG that organizations will realize all these needs soon. So we have seen that with a proper upskilling on cloud, startups can, become. We have seen that with a proper upskilling plan on cloud, startups can become faster, can innovate faster, and can drive better operations. So 91% of the startups will improve their performances, 87% will achieve faster deployment times, and 93% of these startups will improve their recruitment process. This is key for the success of next wave of innovative companies in Europe and all across the world. Of course, as AWS, we look forward to meet the next big startups. We have a range of programs designed for this kind of innovative companies. We work with founders, we work with startup companies, we work with bootstrapped startups, with accelerator, incubators, and with investors. There are tens of thousands of startups all around the world already running their infrastructure on AWS. In fact, more startups have launched on AWS than any other cloud platform. Also, we can proudly say that AWS is the largest startup organization in the world. We have a team of more than 300 people, exited entrepreneurs and former VCs in 16 countries, working with more than 15,000 investors, and worked with more than 75,000 startups, all stages, across every industry over the past 5 years. As you can see, we adapt our support to the life cycle of every startup. We can work in their formation phase, we can work together on their validation phase, and we can stay with them during their growth phase. That said, we want to stay with every kind of startup since the beginning, and we can provide different type of support and training. We know very well startup life cycle as you do, and it's important to tap in the process since the inception. Nonetheless, we can adapt to pre-seed startups, to seed startups, and even to venture rounds. Our goal is to foster the growth of innovative startups, and we can find a solution for all of these startups. You may wonder why we want to stay with startups. Well, that's easy. We see that 42% of all AWS charges last year still comes from startups and the alumni. Also, we see the startups tend to be that startups tend to stay with us. 71% of startups will not deploy on secondary providers. And then 78% of startups make their platform decision prior to receive institutional funding. So this is why, according to us, it's important to grow together with startups since the beginning. Startups are the enterprises of the futures. Startups will deploy new products. Startups will influence and disrupt new segments. And startups will export talent to bigger companies. So for all these reasons, it's important for us to stay together with founders, entrepreneurs, and wannabe entrepreneurs, to stay with them and to close the skill gap as soon as possible. So we have finished the main slides, but as we have still more time, I would like to go through a couple of appendix that will explain more in details why closing the skills gap is more important now than ever. So as part of a recent study with ESG, we surveyed a broad range of AWS customer companies and startups across different geographies and industries. Participants comprised of managers, with 74% of respondents at the VP, C-suite, or director levels. Through these exercises, we evaluated the impact of employing AWS certified professional compared to those organizations without AWS certified staff. Unsurprisingly, the study found that supporting staff in earning an AWS certification can drive numerous operational benefits. It can help teams increase productivity, accelerate project completion, and troubleshoot faster. And believe me, especially for innovative startups, troubleshooting faster is critical because this means that you can grow your customer base and you can avoid running out of cash. We also see that having AWS certified professional within your startup improves overall cloud security, which is critical to any organization's success. According to this study, 86% of IT decision makers that employ AWS professionals say that doing so improved the security of cloud workloads. The study also shows that 87% of organizations have reduced downtime and 85% say they have achieved faster deployment times. Last but not least, supporting staff in earning AWS certification can also drive innovation. According to ESG, 91% of organizations say that AWS certification gives their staff the ability to identify new and different ways to take advantage of AWS services. And again, if you are an innovative startups deploying new services and you need to reduce the time to market, this is again critical. We can also help validate and cultivate skilled cloud professionals. So we see that 93% of respondents say that supporting AWS certification achievement improved recruitment efforts, and 96% of organizations said that supporting AWS certification has improved retention. That said, employees with in-demand skills want to work somewhere that helps them develop their talents. You can see by yourself how this is critical and vital for newborn startups. So the number of AWS certified staff has an impact on your company. The research finally shows increased benefits when over 50% of cloud-focused staff are AWS certified. ESG found that those organizations whose teams are more than 50% AWS certified are twice more likely to have more than 50% of annual revenues tied to recently developed digital products, services, and experiences, meaning 50% from newly launched offerings are driving revenues. And again, as you can see, this is essential for startups. Finally, I will show you also few data more, as time allows me to do so. Through another research done by Global Knowledge, we see that IT leaders are now investing more than ever in training to close skill gaps. In fact, only in 2020, the survey reports that when IT decision makers were asked how they will attempt to close the skills gap at their organization, 56% responded that they will train their existing staff, an increase of 17% from the previous year's result. Additionally, and that's extremely important, 80% of decision makers approved formal training when it was authorized by the company, while only 59% approved training last year. This means that more and more IT leaders are supporting their staff in earning certification. For example, of the 80% of IT decision makers who approved training, 70% of them did so for certification or recertification. These trends imply that IT leaders see the value that certified staff offer to their organization, businesses, and startups. With the final slide, I would like to highlight the business benefits of certification. So, as a result of upskilling their teams, IT leaders are seeing substantial benefits from their certified employees. Specifically, a compelling 94% of global IT decision makers agree that certified team members provide added value above and beyond the cost of certification. Furthermore, organizations are reporting additional benefits, including that their certified employees help organizations close skill gaps, are more productive, troubleshoot faster, meet client requirements, and provide their organization a competitive edge. So, this is why we are now partnering with premier business accelerator, support organizations, startups, and digital innovation hubs all across Europe. And we hope to continue doing like this for the next couple of years. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was clear. Please don't hesitate to get in contact with us for further information. Bye-bye.